what if the reason you feel tired all the time isn't because you lack energy, but because you've never learned how to release it? You've been breathing your entire life, but not like this, because hidden within your breath is a forgotten code, one that ancient masters used to awaken a force so powerful it could heal trauma, expand awareness, and ignite their inner fire. And now, science finally confirms it. Your breath isn't just air. It's a tool, a switch, a weapon. In this video, you'll learn how just a few minutes of conscious breath each day can reset your nervous system, activate your emotional resilience, and tap into the infinite energy buried inside you. But before we begin, sit down, choose a quiet space, take a deep breath, sip some water, and subscribe. If you're truly ready, then comment below, "I'm ready," so we can begin. Because once you start breathing like this, there's no going back. You've been taught to survive, to hustle, to grind, but no one taught you how to breathe. Not for healing, not for power, not for energy. So you ended up breathing just enough to stay alive, but never enough to feel fully awake. Your nervous system got stuck in overdrive. Your energy started leaking silently, and you adapted to the stress as if it was normal. But it's not, because here's the truth. The way you breathe is the way you live. And right now, most people are breathing like victims of a system that wants them anxious, exhausted, and controllable. Short, shallow, tight. That's survival breath. It keeps you alive, but disconnected from your body, from your center, from your potential. But there's another way to breathe, a sovereign way, where every inhale is a declaration and every exhale is a release of the false. Conscious breath is a decision, a rebellion, a return, because breath is the switch that controls your state, not your thoughts, not your willpower, your breath. It regulates your energy, your emotions, and your access to clarity. And when you master it, you're no longer reacting to life. You're commanding it. Each conscious breath becomes a rep, like lifting in the gym, but for your nervous system. You grow stronger, clearer, harder to shake, because energy isn't something you chase, it's something you build, breath by breath, day by day. And if you don't reclaim your breath now, your life will keep running on patterns you didn't choose. But if you do, if you choose to breathe with intention, you take the first step toward unlocking a force within you that has been dormant for far too long. Like this video, comment below, "I choose energy," because next, we'll uncover the science of resilience and why energy is not what you think it is. It's trainable, and it begins with breath. You've been told energy is physical, that it's about calories, sleep, or caffeine, but that's a fraction of the truth. Real energy, the kind that fuels your decisions, your focus, your ability to show up when life gets hard, isn't stored in your muscles. It's stored in your nervous system. And just like your body, your nervous system needs to be trained. Because resilience is not a personality trait. It's a physiological skill. It's how fast you return to balance after stress. It's how well your system recovers, resets, and responds. And guess what controls that recovery system? Your breath. When you breathe consciously, slowly, rhythmically, you send signals to your brain that say, "We are safe, we can reset, we can rise." And that single shift activates a cascade. Your heart rate slows, cortisol drops, inflammation decreases, cognitive clarity returns. This isn't philosophy, this is biology. A 2023 meta-analysis published in Scientific Reports showed that daily breathwork significantly reduced symptoms of anxiety and depression, often outperforming traditional stress management techniques. And why? Because breath is the only function that bridges your body and your mind. your automatic, and your intentional systems. It is the only doorway you can step through from chaos to coherence. Every time you breathe slowly, you teach your body what calm feels like. You give your brain a blueprint to follow the next time chaos hits. You stop being a slave to the moment and start becoming a master of your internal state. Most people collapse under pressure because they never trained for pressure. But breathwork is the training. So if you've ever said, "I want to feel more grounded," this is how. If you've ever whispered, "I wish I had more inner strength," this is where it starts. Breath by breath. And the next part, we'll show you exactly how to turn this into a habit, how to create your own breath ritual to build energy like a daily practice. Not theory, embodiment. Theory means nothing if it doesn't become practice. And energy isn't something you stumble into, it's something you commit to. The body doesn't change in a single workout, and your nervous system won't transform with a single breath. But with consistency, it becomes unstoppable. So let's break this down. Here's how you build a daily breath ritual that rewires your entire baseline. First, mornings. Before the notifications, before the noise. Just 10 minutes. Sit upright. Breathe in for 4. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. Repeat. You're not just calming your mind, you're programming your entire nervous system for clarity, stability, and resilience. Morning breath work sets your trajectory. Next, midday reset. At lunch or whenever your mind starts spiraling, stop. 2 minutes. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Repeat for 5-10 rounds. You're flushing stress before it piles up. This is energetic hygiene. Most people check their phone more than they check their state. Be different. Evenings, wind down. Before bed, do a few rounds of physiological sighs. 2 inhales through the nose, 1 slow exhale through the mouth. This tells your body it's safe to release. Your sleep becomes deeper, your dreams become lighter, and your nervous system learns how to close the loop, so it doesn't carry anxiety into the next day. These aren't just habits, they are rituals. They are the rhythms that signal to your body, I am in control, I am awake, I am aligned. You don't have to do them perfectly, you just have to do them, because energy follows rhythm, and your breath is the conductor. The more consistent your rhythm, the stronger your energetic field becomes. If you want to live on fire, not fumes, this is how you start. In the next part, we'll reveal how the world's top performers use breathwork daily to dominate their field, on the battlefield, the boardroom, and beyond. Think breathwork is just for monks and yoga studios? Think again. Because the world's most resilient humans, those who lead armies, companies, and entire cultures, rely on one invisible practice to stay sharp, calm, and in control. That practice is breath. Let's start with the battlefield. Navy SEALs, the most elite warriors on Earth, are trained to use box breathing. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. Why? Because in the chaos of combat, mindset is the difference between mission and failure, and breath is mindset. Now, zoom into the boardroom. CEOs of Fortune 500 companies are adopting morning breath rituals to anchor their decisions in clarity, not chaos. Some call it a competitive edge. We call it energetic sovereignty. Even in Silicon Valley, where logic reigns supreme, breath has made its way in. At Google, engineers were enrolled in a program called Search Inside Yourself, a mindfulness course centered on breath awareness. The result? More creativity, less reactivity, and a culture that thrives instead of burns out. This isn't spirituality, it's strategy. Because breath is the most portable, scalable, and effective tool for high performance. No equipment, no excuse, only willingness. So ask yourself, if the most pressured humans on the planet are training their breath daily, why not you? You don't need to be a soldier or a CEO, but you do need a nervous system that won't betray you when life gets loud. And breathwork is how you build it. If you want us to release a guided practice inspired by the elite, comment below. I want practice. We'll drop it sooner than you think. In the next part, we're going deeper into a realm where breath unlocks not just performance, but emotional release, spiritual activation, and profound inner healing. Welcome to Holotropic Breathwork. Now we go deeper, beyond technique, beyond routine, into the breathwork that doesn't just regulate you, it rearranges you. Holotropic Breathwork, developed by psychiatrist Dr. Stanislav Grof. This method was born out of the collapse of legal psychedelic therapy in the 1970s. When LSD research was shut down, Grof asked, is there another way to access altered states of consciousness without drugs? The answer was breath. Deep, fast, continuous, unbroken. No pauses between inhale and exhale. Just wave after wave until something ancient within you breaks open. People report crying, shaking, laughing, screaming, reliving childhood, meeting visions, feeling light, feeling God. And here's the shock. It's all coming from inside you, because energy that hasn't been felt gets stored in the body, in the tissues, in the breath. And when you finally breathe deep enough and long enough, you stop managing your emotions and start releasing them. In one study published in the Journal of Humanistic Psychology, participants in holotropic sessions reported significant reductions in anxiety, trauma symptoms, and even increased life satisfaction. And many described the experience as profoundly spiritual. So what's happening? You're bypassing the mind. You're turning off the ego script. You're letting the breath dig up what the intellect tried to bury. This is why holotropic breath is powerful, and this is why it must be respected. It's not a casual practice. It's not for late-night relaxation. It's for emotional excavation, for those ready to face what's been trapped. That's why it's done in facilitated settings, with music, guidance, and space to integrate. Do not try this intensity on your own unless you've been trained or are supported. This isn't a warning, it's wisdom. Because when used correctly, holotropic breath doesn't just release trauma, it reclaims power. It reminds you that everything you seek, healing, insight, clarity, is already within you, waiting to be breathed awake. In the next part, we'll slow things down, but not lose the depth. We'll explore another powerful system, rhythmic breathing, through Sudarshan Kriya, a practice used to treat depression, PTSD, and build lasting soul coherence. Not all healing requires intensity. Sometimes the deepest shifts come through rhythm, not force, not effort, just breath, in harmony. That's the essence of Sudarshan Kriya, a rhythmic breathing technique born from ancient yogic wisdom and refined for the modern mind. Developed by Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, this practice combines slow, medium, and fast breathing cycles into one powerful sequence. The goal? Not to push emotions out, but to reset the inner instrument, to retune the soul. In clinical trials, Sudarshan Kriya has shown remarkable results, reducing depression, anxiety, and PTSD symptoms in both civilians and veterans. At institutions like NIMHANS, India's premier mental health institute, patients practicing Kriya daily reported a significant increase in emotional stability and internal peace. But why does it work? Because when breath follows rhythm, your brain follows it. Your heart synchronizes. Your stress patterns dissolve. You enter a state known as parasympathetic dominance, where the body stops fighting and starts healing.
It's like giving your nervous system a song and letting it dance its way back to balance. No psychedelics, no hyperventilation, just you, your breath, and a sequence passed down through generations. Each phase of the breath has purpose. Slow equals grounding. Medium equals activation. Fast equals release. Silence equals absorption. And over time, this rhythm becomes your default. You don't just feel better, you live from a calmer core. So if holotropic breath unlocks the floodgates, Sudarshan Kriya builds the foundation. You're no longer reacting to life. You're responding from rhythm, from coherence, from soul memory. In the next part, we'll bridge this wisdom with modern science, showing how Breath Plus technology can literally reprogram your emotional field in real time.
What if your emotions weren't random? What if your energetic state could be measured, trained, and even programmed? Welcome to the world of biofeedback, where ancient breath meets modern data. At the center of this science lies one powerful metric, HRV, heart rate variability. HRV isn't about how fast your heart beats, it's about how flexibly it adjusts. High HRV serves emotional resilience. Low HRV equals fragility, stress overload, burnout. And breath is the most direct lever to shift it. That's where HeartMath Institute comes in. They developed a system called Heart Coherence, training people to synchronize breath with heart rhythm. Inhale slowly, exhale even slower. Focus on gratitude, calm, or love. The result? Your brain, heart, and nervous system lock into harmony. Your energy field becomes stable. Your stress responses become optional. Studies from HeartMath show that just 5 minutes of coherent breathing per day can improve decision-making, reduce cortisol, and even increase intuitive accuracy. That's right, breath doesn't just calm you, it connects you to deeper intelligence. You're not just training for peace, you're training for signal clarity. Your body becomes a finely tuned antenna for insight, creativity, and alignment. And the wildest part? You can see it in real time. HeartMath's apps and sensors let you watch your coherence level on screen, teaching your nervous system through feedback how to hold balance, even under pressure. This isn't breathwork as coping. It's breathwork as neurotech alchemy. You're no longer reacting to emotion. You're writing the code beneath it. You're not just healing past trauma, you're installing new baselines, because the nervous system is programmable, and breath is the language it understands best. So if ancient sages saw breath as spirit, modern science now sees it as signal. Different lens, same truth. In the next part, we'll complete the loop. We'll reveal the final myth. You're not low energy. You've just never been trained to hold your true charge. Let's destroy a lie that's been holding you back your entire life. You just don't have enough energy, too sensitive, too tired, too anxious. No, you're not low energy, you're just untrained, because no one showed you how to build energy like a system. No one taught you how to use breath as a weapon. No one handed you the manual to your own nervous system. And so, you've been guessing. Coping, crashing, surviving on stimulants, distractions, and emotional autopilot. But here's the truth. Energy is not given. Energy is conditioned. It's something you build, repetition after repetition, just like muscles, just like mindset. And your breath is the foundation of it all. Every time you breathe consciously, you're sending a signal. I'm safe. I'm focused. I'm ready. And with time, that signal becomes your baseline. Your default changes. You stop spiraling so fast. You don't get drained by people as easily. Your thoughts quiet down before they explode. And you begin to hold your own frequency. Not once, not temporarily, but consistently. This is not a trick. This is training. And here's the best part. You don't need to escape to a cave or retreat. You don't need to quit your job. You just need 10 minutes a day.
10 minutes of breath work. Done with intention, done with rhythm, done like your life depends on it, because in many ways, it does. So let this part be your permission. You're not broken, you're not empty, you're not too late. You're simply at the doorway, and the breath is the key. In the final part, we'll seal this transformation. We'll pull together every thread and invite you into the one choice that determines your future. Will you stay drained or choose energy? Now you know the truth. You've been breathing to survive. It's time to breathe, to awaken, to rebuild, to reclaim your inner power, because breath is not just a function. It's your frequency. And now, you can choose to train it. So if you're ready to stop leaking energy and start living from power, comment below. I choose energy. Let us know you're in. Like this video if it stirred something inside you. Subscribe so you never forget this work. And in our next episode, we go deeper. How breath doesn't just heal, it opens the doorway to intuition, vision, and spiritual activation. You're not empty, you're just not fully breathing yet. Let's change that.